Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to show you how to make a very easy pop-up card that looks really special. So this one is an anniversary card. Very simple to make. Once you've got the pop-up section worked out, the decorations that you put inside is endless. So this one is one that I made for an anniversary. This one is a Valentine's Day one. As you can see, same principle, but also looks really special. And as I say, whatever you put inside it, it all depends on you. So there's a wee rose as well that has been put inside this one. And I have many more cards, but once you get this easy pop-up, all your cards can look really special. This is the card that I'm going to be showing you how to make today. All the cards that I make are made from recycled goods. This card is made from the old manila folders, some chocolate wrappers and some spare pieces of paper, a little bit of wire. Anything that I have got lying around that I'm not using anymore, I turn into something new. So to make the card, I'm using an old manila folder. What you're doing is you're folding it in half so that you're getting two separate cards that come out of it. Now on these sections highlighted here, I'm going to be painting in black. As you can see, I've painted them black now. The next thing we're going to do is cut down the center so that gives us the two separate cards. Then on the card that is totally black, we're going to fold it over and measure out design on. So going up by 2 centimeters and going in by 3.5 centimeters, and then drawing your line. So now we're going to cut along this line here and then fold this whole section upwards. For the next line from this point to there, you're going in by 2.5 centimeters and then you're going up by 2 centimeters. Ultimately what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting along the 2 centimeter line here, and then we're going to fold that over and then we're going to cut that. I'm just marking it out at the moment. So it should look like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reverse this one so that it actually goes inward. Going in by 2.5 centimeters from here and up by 2 centimeters, and now only cutting the top one. Now what you have to do is you've got to flip it over so that you're now going to be cutting this section out on this section. So we're marking it at 2 centimeters in. And 2 centimeters up. Then cutting just the top one of it again. And then I've got something that looks like that. I'm just taking a paintbrush, which is a number 4 flat brush, and I'm just going to paint a cherry blossom tree. So now I'm just taking the back of the paintbrush because it's nice and round, and I'm just going to do the blossoms by using that. On the other piece of cardboard that we've painted black, which is that one, I'm going to be putting a stencil down like that, and then another one over here, and I'm just going to take a sponge with some gold paint and sponge it on. Then I've got some of this gold tape, which I'm going to just put down the side here to cover the manila folder lines. And another piece just at the bottom. So I didn't like the way the gold paint has turned out on the front, so what I've done is I've taken some lolly wrappers or chocolate wrappers and cut them out into hearts, and I'm going to be using those instead by just gluing those ones on. I'm just using these very fine beads to put around my hearts. So to finish the front off, I've just putting some of the red hearts on it. And that's the front completed. And my piece of gold paper that I've taken out from the packaging, I don't think you can actually even see it. I've scored out where I actually want to cut out. So there, it's all cut out now. And now I'm just going to place it onto the card. I've got a small piece of cellophane that I took off a lolly. So I've just got this lolly wrapper which I'm going to cut a little butterfly out of. So there's the little butterfly that I've cut out. I don't know if you can even see it. Maybe on the black it'll be better. So for the first ring that I'm going to be making, I'm using the 0.7 gauge wire. And when you're choosing a marker, try and get one that is not a squishy one, because it doesn't hold its shape, so make sure that your marker is firm. What you do is take your wire and wind it around the marker twice and cut it so that it lines up exactly with the other one. So once you've got them lined up, take some gel adhesive. I'm using super glue gel, and just put a blob of glue to hold the two together, and then set that aside to dry. So hold it in place until it sets and then put it aside to dry. For the second ring that I'm making, I've got the same wire again. This time I'm folding it in half. Taking a marker and placing it into the center on that side and holding it with a pair of pliers on the other side where the join is here, and then just rotate the marker so that you can get it to twine. So then your wire is all twined or twisted like that. Now taking the same marker again, you're going to wind it round the marker. This time we're only going once around, and then holding it here and then rotating the marker to join the two pieces together. So you've got a piece that looks like that, and then we're going to cut it down. So you've got the wires attached like this. Now all we're going to do is untangle the wires at the top here so that we've got 4 pieces. So the 4 pieces are split apart like that. Now depending on how big your stone is, I've only got a small one like this that I'm going to be using, and we're going to just put it in, get the measurement, and then bend the claws over to hold the stone in place. So once you've got your stone in and your rings all formed, I'm using Mars Black, and I've given them a coat of black paint, and then I'm going to paint them gold. To make the roses, I'm just using the lid of my paint and just putting it down, tracing a circle, and that will give us our roses. So we're just going to cut those out now. Once you've got your circles out, I find it's easier if you use a pair of nail scissors, and then all you're going to do is just go round and round, reducing in a circular motion. So then you're left with something that looks like that. Just cut the end off and then start rolling it inward. Once you get to the end, just glue this part and then put it together. And there you have your little rose. So I've just drawn my little silhouette that I want to use, and I'm going to just cut that out now. And now I'm just going to cut out my heart. I've finished making all the little pieces that I want to put inside the card, so now I'm just going to be gluing it all together. Unfortunately, the cardboard that I used to do my silhouette, as you can see, it's not holding very well. It's sort of like collapsed, so I'm going to have to put a heart behind it so that I can glue my little silhouette to that, so that it can actually hold its shape, because as you can see, it's all buckled and bent. It should be standing up straight. So when you cut your silhouette in, make sure you use a slightly harder cardboard. As you can see, the silhouettes are holding better now. Not quite as attractive as they were before, but that's what I had to do. So my card is finished now. So that's what it looks like. If you found this video helpful or you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.